Yeah, but we're in a little bit delay. Now the countdown is going to start as we gonna go into the pistol round, which Cryogenic is not really going for a perfect setup. They're just going for straight up armor, and it looks like they will go for a split, which means they will go for a certain fake. But VersusYou already putting 3 people on the B bomb site, 1 in mid, and they go for a retake A. So I'm interested on how they will take this.
Yeah, for Versus, Sam has got a smoke. He's just watching from CT on A site for now, where 2 Cryogenic players could be preparing to push. Meanwhile, Cryogenic, they've got their mid control. They're going from underpass and they're going in connectors. A nice little setup and a nice little opener for Stebby.
Yeah, already find the first kill. Well, Furious Sam is going to put some taps in, but doesn't really find anybody, as it's now up to these players to get into it. Archie already making his way in towards jungle and has a perfect position, so Cryogenic will go and get the plant. And they have the plant position to work with, but still 5 players to get in towards this A site, and a kit still on Sam, so this should be doable.
Yeah, Versus, lots of their players going to be approaching here from the CT angle. Of course, there's a couple of players towards the Texas sandwich area. A nice little shot by LaFluff. He finds a headshot, and another by Sam. This is a nice little retake coming out, and Monster's going to clean it up. Just Archie left alive.
To do this, he finds the diffuser and he tags up 2 as they both don't really get on it, as now the diffuser comes in, as they need to find a kit. They did on Fluff, as he will be just right in time to get that diffuse coming in, but it's a little bit awkward by those players trying to kill Archie that in connector, as now VersusYou is able to pick up the first round. Cryogenic has a plan, so it will just go for probably just maybe an upgraded pistols or just fully on Glocks, and it looks like they will go for fully on Glocks. That means they maybe even want to go for a plant, and that will be the best outcome, as now Midgard will see this push coming in, and he gets to defend against all these Glocks, but he only finds 2 as the pop is hit. 2 also come, he finds the planter and 2 players. Look, gets the M4. He can kill off potentially 1 person. He takes the second one, kills him in the end, as he can find the third! And he does. It's now only Furious Sam, who, well, has saved up. Well, now just picked up a scout, but has saved up to a pistol, so he has to pick up a scout. He has a kit now, so it's going to be interesting, as Wardog is still on a pistol. Sam picking up a SMG, can be pushing him. Wardog spots him, doesn't really need to do anything. Faluk needs to come in to see if he can get the call, but Wardog will be taken down, but Faluk let his position be known, as he's gonna sit under the defuse, and he needs to go fast. It's just 1 second, and he gets it in the end, as it's just a full-on destruction here by Cryogenic with a full-on eco.
A brilliant eco coming out. Volok got the ace there, and that means that Cryogenic, they're going to be able to fully invest into this. VersusYou, they're down to just pistols and upgrade. They've got a bit of utility as well on Sam and LaFluff, but they're not going to be playing it any differently. Just sticking to their default of 2-on-2. It will be Stebby instead approaching in mid, goes to jungle for now, and already that nade doing lots of damage to Stebby, who is just falling back from connector. And Cryogenic, they're being really aggressive, and they've got some nice control of the map, looking towards B by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're playing, they have mid control, but the rest of the players are just playing passively. See if VersusYou wants to peek anything, and Monster does, and gets Archie. But Faluk is here to go and trade, but he doesn't really go in for it, he just plays it passively. Cryogenic is actually not really taking much of it. The bomb is still in T-spawn, so they can go everywhere, but as 2 players making their way towards B, but Midgard finds Wardog, who's not really watching perfect position, as LaFluff is getting all the attention, but a full-on rotation coming towards B as 3 players are there.
Cryogenic, they don't actually have the bomb of them at the moment. It is just going to be, I forgot who it was, it's Stridesburg who has come to reclaim the bomb, and he will be approaching this A site by the looks of it, a site that Versus are considering sort of falling back on. But though he will find one towards the mid area, and now he's gained an ult from this. He is just to be careful, just watching the angles as Cryogenic prepare to take the A site, but they need to be so careful of the CT angle where 2 players from VersusYou are waiting.
Well, AWP finds Fluff as, well, the bomb will get planted. Afterbound positions are not perfectly in favor as Dario is getting challenged. It will get tagged up a bit, but the nade will end Stabby as his position is known, but he's backed up by 2 very good players. Gets dinked though to 52 HP as for Lucas flipping an angle as Sam finds the first one. Midgon has to do it as he's now in a 1v1. Taps the bomb. Is gonna need to find a hat shot. He looks like he wants to stick it, but the player of Cryogenic Cyber is going way too fast. But the last peak shouldn't been happening as VersusYou in the end gets it.
It's close, but yet again the eco round or the eco in team is going to take it, and Versus find themselves with this lead, and they've just about got the money to invest into this. It's not going to be the best buyout, but M4s, FAMASs, UMPs, they're all available for Cryogenic. They're also buying out, what they can as well. So it's really a rough buy for both sides. I think Versus have this, but Cryogenic, they're going to be heading towards a B site early on here.
Yeah, they want to maybe force a pick towards B so they can get a rotation of A, then walk 2 people into A to get some control. But first they need to find a pick. The bomb is still towards B, so they could also go for a 2-man fake towards A. And then maybe if they find a kill, they could sell the fake. Well, mid control doesn't get challenged, so there can be a lot of people maybe look for some information as to where Cryogenic is going.
Yeah, Cryogenic, they are just teasing around towards this apartments area. They've also toying with the idea of perhaps falling back. It is Archie. The bomb just looking around. Dario, who wants towards the A site, wants to get an opener, has been spotted out by just a couple of Versus players, and Monster is trying to find something. There's also a player in Palace he's going to look for. Cryogenic at this point, they're trying to play for kills, but at the moment Versus just not falling for this.
Yeah, they're playing very passively as they're getting a little bit mid-control here by Archie. He's checking if they desperately want this opening pick to get in towards the sides. The bomb making its way still towards B, and 2 players going towards red, so they need to force out anything, but Sam is really close, doesn't kill the player, tags up 1 player though, as Archie sees 1 player, can get the first kill on Fluff, and then now Dario spots 1 player, and Dark will get the kill there. And now he needs to find more as Midgard comes in, kills the first one, goes for the second. And they get all the kills, but the bomb is planted in B. Now it will be a 3 versus 2 retake for VersusYou Esports.
Cryo, they've got an AK and a killer to try and hold off this retake Versus. They really are going to be playing for this. They're taking their time to slowly approach it, but they're going to be approaching it together, going to be having lots of firepower. They're going to push into the shot here. Volok finds 2, and Stebby's just being a bit careful. Left of the Orphans, has to find something. Will get the pistol shot on Volok. Now he's just got to find Wardog, and Wardog, he's in the apartment, and Stebby knows where he is as well. A nice clean up there by Wardog, and Cryogenic going to tie it up. Wardog not even able to hold on to the AWP. 2-2.
Yeah, perfectly played there by Wardog in abs. The moment he knew he wouldn't go for the AWP anymore, he just peeked out after the second tap on the bomb. It worked out perfectly, and they're getting their second round. And it will also demolish the economy for VersusYou Esports. So they're on a pistol buy with Stabby on a scout. So that means Stabby needs to find some hat shots with that scout. But at this moment, Cryogenic is not challenging in mid. It looks like they will go for it as 1 player makes the play. That's Archie. Spots 1 player out. Gets the kill on Stabby. And that's bye-bye to the scout. And now VersusYou already lost the advantage in a really early round as nades will fly in towards B. Fluff trying to get in a good position, but rethinks about that as Fluck is going close by, but Monster in the back is able to take down Archie. Gets the first, get the second as the spray transfer connects, and now Sam could get a kill here as it will be perfectly, and well, I don't know where the T player was looking at, but that was kind of weird. for me in the end. As Sam also attacks up Dario. He needs to find this kill, and he does. Picks up the scout. Only one player left alive with 15 HP, and doesn't even have the bomb.
No, for Strasbourg, then it will be very difficult. Any kills he can get would just be a consolation prize at this point in the round. A round which really has all fallen apart for Cryogenic. The bomb was dropped in the apartments earlier on, and no players are really looking to come back or try and reclaim it. We saw, I think it was Volok who did try and reclaim it, but he just got caught out completely. Cryogenic caught out, and it's all because of the brilliant play of the player going underpass.
Yeah.
Now Strasbourg
Playing perfectly. They should. They can't do anything more than just hold. And 2 more seconds, 1 more, and they will get the round. And they have fully bought up AKs. Only 1 Galil on Sam, but like going from a pistol to a Galil is perfectly, and it will also crush Cryogenic their economy. But maybe, just maybe, Cryogenic can turn it around and do the same thing to VersusYou Esports.
Cryogenic going to be stuck in most of their players. Early on, they considered stucking their players towards A, but you know, just going back to a default play versus they've got the same idea, but they are being a little bit more aggressive towards mid. I think Cryogenic have made the call to go towards A. Monster pushing up mid. This is going to fall back after trying to do some damage. No damage dealt as of yet. Monster a little bit of damage.
I have to maybe, with the information that they're just holding off, they maybe should find some other information in any map control, as none of the players of Cryogenic really go towards B, as Volok gets already the first kill on Monster. Wants to go for the second, but that's Dario who finds it. My bad, but Stabby is there to reply with 2. Goes for the third, but doesn't really find it, as he gets stacked to 53 HP. 3 versus 3, as Cryogenic desperately wants to get into the side. Volok gets his third. And that means Midgard in a very good position to play against Cryogenic's idea, but fuck, just way too good and way too fast for Fluff that is playing out of connector. The Strasbourg will go and try and kill Midgard, and he does. And Cryogenic does the same thing to VersusYou Esports and brings it back to 3 versus 3. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the battle of the forces, as VersusYou has money. They could save this, but Midgard is still on 14,000, so 1,400, so he shouldn't be able to buy next round.
Yeah, just pistols and VersusYou for this round. Cryogenic and Volok, they've got just about a better buyout. Dario, the only player with a lack of a primary weapon. Smoke's going to be set up towards the A side here. Just Archie is keeping watch of mid along with Volok. They're just seeing if there's going to be any players rotate for VersusYou. Stebby's got a nice little position up on the palace area. Again, Cryogenic, they've got this mid control. It's a primary, was a key part of the map. And Volok is just going to be getting shot down by Monster. 2 kills for him.
Once again, it's Monster that does it, gets the opening frags for VersusYou Esports, and now Cryogenic is in a very different position. They need to get these frags immediately, but Stabby dinks up one person, gets the first. Will he get more with this USP? But Dario with the nay, as Monster push in, and he gets the 4th. Now he needs to go for the ace, but Wardock is there to stop it, and he needs to get an ace of his own, but Furious Sam already there to stop it. And the battle of the forces still goes on, as VersusYou now gets in the lead with 4 against 3. But at this moment, they do not look like they're done yet.
Maybe a chance here for Versus to try and get a bit of a lead going. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK and some M4s to work with. Much better fire. Cryogenic, they're just going to be shut down quite early on. Archie just being naded apart while his Cryogenic teammates take the B. Apartment's control. Again, it's just going to be slow. All 4 players left have upgraded pistols, and they'll be trying to at least get something from this potential eco.
Well, Cryogenic lost the first person, so first pick instantly goes towards the CTs. And the bomb is making its way towards B, or it's at least towards B apps. 2 players are making noise in apps, and these players on B has known that they're coming there. They're having a crossfire position. Volok is trying to make a play, and he does find Sam. And now on B, still players holding the angle. Fluff has been seen, but now he needs to be hit. Oh, and a perfect shot there. As now the players will come in with the bomb, but there's Wardog to reply. But Mick on a perfect position, and he gets both of them, and there's also the bomb down. Now Volk needs to clutch it with his deagle, as he already found the first bomb, but Stabby there perfectly with the up. And now finally, VersusYou getting in a 2-round lead. And it will now finally be a normal eco coming in from Cryogenic. Or, well, as I say that, they will just buy in towards AKs, and they will just say, no Blaze, we will not. We will just buy up whatever we can, and let's wreck these nerds.
Yeah, Volok currently top ranking for Cryogenic, 14 kills. The next player for Cryogenic is on 4 kills, so that's Wardog and Dario. But it will be just a simple AXQ, all 5 players towards this A site. Smokes utility as you'd expect, as Cryogenic want to try and get some sort of response sooner or later. Furious has a good position under, but the damage of that is Strideberg, who gets an opening headshot. This is something Cryogenic will try to build on now.
Monster, perfect spray transfer through the smoke onto Dario, as the bomb has not been planted. Smokes are fading. Strideberg needs to find something back, and Volk does as well, as 2 players go down. And now the 2 players in CT need to wait until the bomb is down and retake together, as they're trying to boost up straight through the box, as they're not really finding anything. Stabby with the AWP, as they're in a perfect afterplan position on the end of Cryogenic, and maybe VersusYou should consider saving this.
Yeah, and all the AK, they are valuable weapons. There goes the AK, and now it's just the AWP left in the hands of Stabby, who is just being mowed down slowly, receiving a bit of damage, and Cryogenic, they know where he is. Archie's just going to headshot him, take him out. And Cryogenic going to come back for another round. 5-4 still though, versus the CT side lead.
Yeah, Cryogenic is just saying no and no to VersusYou Esports, as now they're in a different situation, but they will also just force back into this, as M4 will have picked up some deagles, and sees but Fluff's not buying, so maybe it's a little bit weird communication on letting 2 players buy, but maybe this works out for VersusYou Esports, and Cryogenic think about it twice when they are going to push into something. It looks like the Cryogenic wants to get mid control, as Volk already secures the first kill on towards Monster, and now they need to get in, and he maybe gets the second, and he does on Stabby, as Wardog's getting a third, and now VersusYou is crumbling every single way, but Sam is there with a reply.
Does get 1 kill, as he said. It's going to be eventually taken down by Volok, so the Fluff is left alone, and Wardog was nearby an apartment, so I think Wardog's just backing away now. So the Fluff, well, now it's just going to hold on to this spam ass, and Cryogenic, they've got the site control, but they don't quite have the bomb yet, but it should be an easy cleanup for Cryogenic. And the Fluff, he's just going to go on a little mission, just see what he can find. Probably just going to hold on to this if he can. But the money isn't looking that good on the CT side.
At this moment, Fluff should actually just go for the save, but it looks like he will try and challenge. But when you challenge the star player of Cryogenic, you will be found. As, he is already on 20 kills. He is just... Wardog is on 5. He is just quadruple his, like, Wardog's kills. So it's... now let's see if Archie can do the same if he pushes out. Tags on 1 player, Monster. Tag 2. Well, even 9 HP, as I just say that. As they will try and push in towards somewhere. But they know they have a lot of players towards A, so they will make the way towards B. And the moment they get on B, they will know that not a lot of players are there. They will make the rotation with 4 players. So let's see who is there first.
It was a nice idea by Cryogenic, but VersusYou, they've read this so well. Cryogenic, they are now going to push out the side. Dario has found his way onto the A side. That's not the point. At this point, Strideberg does get an opener, and again, Cryogenic, they do rotate towards the A side. Dario's alive. He finds 2 shots. He gets 2 kills. Now Furious Sam and Stebby, a CZ and a Deagle to try and clutch us to stop Cryogenic from gaining the lead.
Yeah, well, VersusYou Sam in a perfect position, so he can get the first kill on Archie. He does. And Stabby gets a second on Wardo, but still on B. As Sam makes his way, picks up an AK. Could get this kill on Jong, and he does. And this could turn it around as Dario's now in a 1 versus 2. 40 seconds on the clock. Needs to pick up the bomb. As the no one player, Esper Furious Sam, way too good and picks it up. As he brings it back for VersusYou Esports. And I would say this is a very, very, very weird game.
Yeah, it's really turning into a little bit of a meta game. VersusYou just gotta... Now, I said that Cryogenic were going to win it, and VersusYou just proved me wrong. Full buyout then for VersusYou. Just about a full buyout for Crow, apart from the Deagle in the hands of Archie. The AWP in the hands of Volok, the AWP for Stebby, and then mid. Stebby isn't going to get anything just yet. Archie is back away. That's really Monster, who's easy and quick enough to get the headshot on Archie. Advantage to VersusYou Esports.
Let's see who Dario tries to get him, but Sam is already spotted him and will take him down. And well, Archie has been taken down, so now already 3 players need to make a play somewhere as the bomb, and the players will make their way towards the A bomb site as 2 players are playing very, very close towards ramp. Let's see how they set up. Wow.
Cryogenic, they're preparing to push out into the A site. They've got the bomb there. It's all 3 players against 5 still alive for Versus, and push preparing to come out. A Molotov just to slow them down ever so slightly. Good little bit of timing, which will just delay Cryo's push. That gives a little smoke. At this point, Cryogenic, we're going to try and take this A site, but it's going to be difficult against the full buyout. Opening headshot for Wardog. Volok finds a second, but Sam instead, we're going to clean it up. That's round number 7 for VersusYou Esports. And now the money not looking that great for Cryogenic, who again, they are forcing it into this yet again.
Yeah, VersusYou Esports is playing it perfectly as Cryogenic finally goes for a eco buy as they have 3 smokes as they will push that on towards the A bomb site, force up a rotation and then get the bomb plant towards B. So let's see if that's gonna work out. Nate will hit 1 there. Now the rotation will come in, but the kills are going the way for VersusYou, so that means that VersusYou really doesn't need to rotate 1 player from B. As all kills will be found, and well, VersusYou makes it 8-5.
This will be Cryogenic's chance to try and get something back on this T-side. 14th round, and going to be a full buyout for both sides. VersusYou, they've got the momentum going with them, so they will, as far as they're concerned, they're all doing everything right. For Cryogenic, it will be a B push, just on play, keeping watch of mids. Now, nothing's going to be spotted just yet, but look at VersusYou. They're being aggressive, even mid-guard towards the apartments area here. Wants to find somebody. It will be Monster, who takes down Archie towards top mid, and that's the Cryogenic mid player dealt with.
Yeah, that means they can push up some other areas, as I think the player in app spotted the play in towards B, so rotation could possibly come in. Can't do to this setup. Smokes comes in. As now the nades need to fly in on the side of Cryogenic, otherwise they will never get in towards this side, as perfect position has been set up. As well, Vola kills Dario with a Molotov, and that is not the perfect position you want to get as the rotation has come in. Monster finds the first kill. It will come in more, but Wardog is the one left alive, gets the first, but doesn't get any more, as it's 9-5, and there will be 1 more round, and then we will go to the second half.
Last round for Cryogenic, it's been really, if anything, not the best half that they've really wanted. A force out, kills, Mac 10s, Deagles. It's just kind of the summary of their half. Not the best money they've had going for them. For Versus, they've still got all the money, they've got all the weapons, and unless they do something drastically wrong here, this should be round number 10 for Versus. It's just going to be a pretty push out. The fluff, Midgard, they're going to find 2 openers, another for Midgard, and now it's done to Volok and Wardog. They're being taken down by 1.
Yeah, and then Monster answer in the end and make it 10-5 versus you Esports. Brings it to a perfect ending here on the T side, or the CT side. And Cryogenic needs to think about what they're doing. As we look at the scoreboard, the only one who's really hardcore fragging, that's Verloc, and well, the rest are just not even there.
It's sad to say that, but it's true. That is the summary of the half for Cryogenic. Verloc keeps doing all he can to keep his side into it, but VersusYou, they've looked so solid from their defense right up to their retakes. Everything from their side, as far as they're concerned, is just about perfect. Still a couple of mistakes here and there, but something they can look back on half time. And not even the score I was expecting at this point. It's VersusYou 10, Cryogenic 5.
Well, we're just still waiting for the team switch and when it happens, so yeah.
To be fair, at the start of the game, I do recall that the CT or Cryogenic side, they did seem to be a little bit annoyed that they were starting T side, but that was the decision, so maybe they can try and get something going here. But I'd say if VersusYou get the dream start, if they get the opening few rounds, it could just be game over for Cryogenic.
Maybe. I don't know why, but for some reason my audio of my game just instantly is up. Is it this? No, it's not. Weird. Well, I think we all just have to listen to this awesome Counter-Strike Global Offense theme. It's perfect. It's slowing down now. It's fine. Never mind. We're good.
Don't forget, if you haven't already, to check out all our social medias: Twitter at EUAM League. Find us on YouTube as well, and also our Facebook, Discord, and schedule links down below. And going to be going into the second half, and a big half. And if anything, Cryogenic have to get a response sooner, or else, like I said just now, it should be game over for them.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna take a look as we are going into the second half. As well, let's see who will take it and who actually gets it done. Well, VersusYou has an idea of doing something they actually have made. Instead of Cryogenic, they would just go for some armor buy, and it looks like they will make it the way towards B.
Yep, versus most of the players towards the apartments area and underpass. Again, similar technique to what they had earlier with just, or what Cryogenic played in the first half, which was to have players underpass. It's not something that really gets done often, but Furious Sam will be easy enough able to push up towards top mid. Has spotted one player. No shots landing or hitting just yet, but that is Monster to finally open it on Valo. That's a key player from Cryogenic dealt with, and now some of the other CT players have to step up.
Yeah, as now they're still thinking about it could be B, as they don't see any players really rush out towards mid, so it couldn't be a setup, as one player makes his way towards ramp, the rest of the players from VersusYou makes his way towards B apartments. So now it is the question, where will they go with this? They see the player in ramp, and that forces out a rotation, and then VersusYou will find a B bomb site as Wardog just spots one, gets the kill as Archie finds Sam that is pushing up from ramp. But now the bomb's been planted, and well, it will be a 4 versus 3 retake for Cryogenic.
Yeah, Cryogenic, they've got the US pieces out with, and the 2 opening kills a start, which they did need. Versus, they're just holding the angles, they're not pushing it, they don't need to. The Bluff does spot one player push out, and Debbie's going to take him out. Wardog and Dario, though, they're going to step up. Now the Bluff has to essentially get the last 3 kills, and he can't even do that. Wardog cleans it up, and Cryogenic are able to get the defuse as well.
Yeah, it's perfectly and nicely set up. Cryogenic maybe a little bit startled on how VersusYou was playing in the beginning of the pistol round and not really getting on what they should be doing. But the retake was perfectly. Kills was nice and clean as VersusYou go for pistol buy, not really forcing into anything as they got the plant. So that looks like they will go for a buy into the next round. So that means Cryogenic needs to get these kills and not really give anything away, because if they find an M4 on VersusYou Esports, they could potentially even get more nades and could give them a bigger advantage into the next round.
Yeah, and that's not something you really want to lose the M4s early on. Warthog going to be a little bit aggressive up short. That's going to be a mistake because Monster's just going to peek out from under and get the kill. M4 down for Cryogenic, and they aren't really going to reclaim it just yet. Versus, they are just, again, holding in the apartments, but look who's approaching from behind. Archie's got a key position, and the timing just means Furious is going to come off better in that situation. Versus, are going to be rotating towards the A site.
I don't know why Archie would even push that moment, as the kill has been made on short, and you only have one player who's not really holding mid anyway. So why would you push even further into T-spawn? Just hold the angle and see if they would rotate back, as now they make their way towards the B apartments. It looks like a push will come in. Dario in a good position with this SMG. As now we'll push in, he gets the first kill, sprays more, takes up players, and now different position, but he only gets one, as now they get it towards the side. Look, gets one kill. Well, the bomb will go down, and that's the perfect ending for VersusYou. They will be set for the next round to buy into this, but if they win this, it will just be glorious for them, as it's 2 versus 2 retake. One player comes from short, and one player from market. Cyber gets the first one, and Volok is there to end it, as Cryogenic gets it in the end, but it wasn't perfect.
No, it definitely wasn't the smoothest of executes, but nonetheless, they do get the round number 7 for them. But the money's still just about in favour of the two sides. It should just about be a full buyout for both sides. Maybe the CTs, Cryogenic, have a lack of nades available to them. There we are, as we expect. Full buyout from Versus, and loads of utility. My mistake, Cryogenic, they do have utility, but still a FAMAS, not the best weapon to work with. And Stebby has the AWP, and he can do some damage with this AWP, and the smoke just means he backs away from the A side.
Yeah, they're gonna put one player on ramp for VersusYou Esports, maybe to find any early aggression, as they did last round. Now, Cryogenic is playing it whole different, not really putting a player in towards mid on window. They're just gonna play 2 players heavily towards connector, and then 1 player holding pallets from time to time, and the other player is playing on a weird off angle from back of Ninja. So if VersusYou would go for an execute or split towards A, it's perfectly to hold against it. But at this moment, VersusYou wants to find a pick towards B or mid, and at this moment, Cryogenic not really giving anything, and mid control will actually go towards VersusYou Esports if they so desire. As it looks like they will maybe even want to go and take up mid and then go towards B, but it looks like they will go for a full B up apartments, as 1 player is checking underground and still 1 player on the lurk from ramp.
It will be Warthog and Dario to try and hold off this potential VersusYou push back a second, so Versus will be trapped at this bomb site. Now Archie does get an opener, and Dario, consider rotating, not quite backed off yet. He gets a kill, nice little headshot there. Stebby does respond, Warthog still alive. Now Stebby has to ace this to try and keep VersusYou with a nice little lead. Not quite available to him. Headshot for Warthog, DSP. He also holds onto an AWP, so if anything, Cryogenic have won, and they've turned out the better side here. So Versus going to be down to just a couple of upgraded pistols. It's not looking that good for Versus, even though they've got this round lead. Maybe a couple more rounds incoming for Cryogenic.
Well, VersusYou is trying to put up a fight. They have nades, so there is a kind of... They're thinking about doing something, but they want to get an opening pick somewhere to make it easier, as... Well, the deagle in mid maybe has to find one player from underground as the bomb makes its way towards ramp. One in palace and one towards B, as they actually looks like more holding off a default instead of really setting up a eco pistol play. Well, at this moment 2-3 players going towards mid will make the way maybe even towards A when the push will come in. But the initial kill needs to find first, and that one will peek out from Palace as a dink will come in. Both sides, Wardog is there to open up the first kill, wants to rid of apply, but it's go all the way for Cryogenic, and the last play will also be found. And Cryogenic just one more round away, making it 10-10.
Nice little, I guess if anything, Cryogenic, they've got the start that they've wanted. They've got the first 4 rounds here versus they've not been able to get anything yet. A full while, our first gone round, I'd say, the second half. No AWP for versus, the AWP still Volok, and Archie also AWPing a double AWP set up from the CT side. And Archie playing quite aggressive with the mid, with the AWP in mid, sorry. But isn't going to find anything just yet. Again, versus they're stacking most of their players towards the A side. Just keep watching Monster. He wants to find something towards the A side where Cryogenic have only got 1 player in defense.
VersusYou expecting some aggression, so they're just gonna hold it as Monster just gonna peek out as they know 2 players will be playing on mid, so it means maybe 1 player is on A and he finds it, and it will force up a rotation from middle towards A as the AWP is making its way there. Smoke will get the cross, but VersusYou actually not really putting players into that, as it looks like they will try and make their way towards B. And that's also what's going to happen.
There's just Archie. I forgot the other one was. Bollock, the 2 AWPers towards the A site. It could cause trouble considering there's only rifles left for Versus. Or sorry, Cryogenic towards the B site. But here comes the push from Versus. They're trying to stop Cryogenic from being able to tie it up, and it looks to be a nice little retake, a nice little setup. Smoke utility, it's all perfect. Top on the top, but a nice open. Dario does respond. They can get the kill on Dario here. They should just about have cleaned it up.
Well, Archie in the smoke, he will find the bomb planted, goes for the quick scope, does find Sam, and then it's 16-15 seconds to go and then get this kill and get the bomb plant. 1 player is in apps, and he plants it perfectly as the last player is alive, and apps has a pistol in hand and an AWP utility to force players out, but Fluff is in a good position still on the bomb. He will never expect this, and 1 player holding in the corner the moment he drops as Volok trades his AWP for an AK, as it now will come in. Fluff is the one to maybe do this as Volok gets the first kill. Fluff 12 HP, and then Volok is not even looking for it. Fluff just way too small, kills him, puts a bullet right in the back of his hat, and that will give VersusYou in the 11th round.
Don't count out Cryogenic just yet. They've got the money built up, so they've got a chance to get 1 more buyout this round. Again, Archie not been the best, only got ZZ to work with and no utility. That's Cryogenic's only real weakness coming out here. Bollock though, that's the opener that Cryogenic need, just to take down the player towards the A site. Monster, he's trying to at least get some sort of response. Him and Archie about to face off.
Well, he was blind and does hear a player, but in the end, honestly, doesn't really check that corner. I don't even know why, as he dies in the end, and then it's already a 4 versus 4, which should be more in favor for the T's, as you need to spread your defense on the CT towards the sides. So now VersusYou again with the bomb towards B. 1 player in ramp, but at this time they're not 5 players, so that means the player Sam with the AWP will also make his way towards B, and then a B execute will come in very soon.
Yeah, they've only got a smoke and flash to hold off the push. Cryogenic for Versus, they've got a lot more utility to use to help them push out. They've got a nice little chance here. Dario, good little position on a little boost here. There's a little nade in response. Isn't going to do too much to Versus. Dario to find something, does a little bit of damage, but can't clean off anyone just yet. 27 seconds, and push now going to come in for Versus. Dario does find one, and he ends up a drop down. Good guard does get the response, 3-on-3, 20 seconds, and I think they've just about got enough time to put the bomb on. LaFleur finds one, Wardog still alive, bomb down. A 2-on-2 for Cryogenic to try and retake this.
Yeah, it's a 2 versus 2, but Monster is already finding Wardog. The bomb is planted perfectly. Stridog gets out, gets Fluff, but Monster way too fast with a reply. It looks like VersusYou could walk away with this match as it's 12-9, and Cryogenic needs to go on an eco.
Yeah, Versus just 4 rounds away from taking this map. A full buyout from Versus. Cryogenic, they've upgraded their pistols and they're stacking 3 players towards the A site. Versus, they're a lot more quicker this time, and they did consider pushing out a little quicker. It could be just find an opener. There's a bit of damage, but as there's Volok there, there's a nade, and nade's gonna finish him off, just as you'd expect. Now just Dario, and actually, the B site is Archie. He's been taken down, and if Versus push off this, they could get the B site quick, but they're not doing it.
Well, they're not really want to get that bomb away, and well, because of that spot, they're considering just going A, and now one player is making its way towards the ramp, so he will find one player, but get instantly traded, and now they can just commit towards the B or the A site, so only one player is going to rotate towards there. That's Wardog, as Stridberg has made his way towards B. One player goes in mid just to secure that area there, as 3 players will set up some nades and get in towards the A site.
As you said, Wardog left along the Stridberg to try and push away and delete Versus in this last little push out here. Versus, they will push out, and it's slow, but I think they just about got the side bomb. Goes down to 7 HP. He's spamming. He can't really do a lot here. He's just going to wait for his teammates to try and do anything again. Resmoked. This should just be a simple enough round for Versus to clean up. Keep watching Stridberg again, watching from behind. He's getting himself an AK.
Yeah, maybe just save the AK into the next round. That will give him some initial more money, as Archie is the one with $1,550. So he could be dropped a weapon if they save this AK towards the next round. So Warnock will be found. And now Stridberg really doesn't get the shots. Fluff just within a 180 gets his head off, and I don't know what just happened there.
What a nice shot by Fluff. It at least denies Cryogenic a chance to hold on to anything from that round, but Cryogenic, they have the chance to buy out here. On the Archie again, not the best weapon. He's been really stuck by his use of weaponry and utility. A full buyout from Versus. No AWPs for either side. Again, just the default coming out for Versus on the T side. Most of the players towards the B side though.
Yeah, well, Monster has been the first pick on. She gets tagged up, but now Cryogenic, they need to get these rounds. They should not give VersusYou more. Dario gets flashed in, but only gets 1 kill, as not even the players were flashed, but he was perfectly timed. As it's 3 versus 4 now, the players will make their way in towards the site. As here's Sam, desperately looking for a kill with Fluff. They know where one player is. Fluff turns in, gets the first kill as the nade will find Archie. And now the bomb will go down, and it will be 2 versus 3 retake. 1 player towards short, 1 player towards market. And how will they do it and defend against it? Sam makes his way, gets the first kill, gets the second. Very nicely played, and a very good position there by Furious Sam, as VersusYou is on the 14th round and 1 more round away from a match point.
Looking so good. Versus pretty much shutting down the Season 1 champions Cryogenic. Get a full buyout from Versus, and Cryogenic, they're forcing into this. They don't want Versus to win any more rounds, but it keeps damaging their economy, and Cryogenic, they're on the cusp of being collapsed. Stridberg does get an opener of the Deagle, shut down 1 AK, and Versus, they are just falling back. Just be a little bit careful, because they've dropped the bomb at spawn, and they're just going to be a little bit aware of that. But at least they've got a little bit of control. And Stebby can't even get the opener. That's going to favour Archie, and Cryogenic, this is their chance to try and get something out of this.
VersusYou has 3 players left alive, 2 players tagged, and they need to be careful which thing they want to go for now. As it looks like one player is making its way towards short, will get challenged. No, he doesn't. Sam is free to get up towards ladder. Will put a Molotov there as Midgard gets tagged by the scout, but we'll find Wardog there to reply as Darius in a very good position. Will get the first one, gets the second, and then it's Furious Sam with a weird spray, kills Dario, but Volok there already to trade him, and that means Cryogenic finally gets around, and that will also put VersusYou in a weird position as 3 players don't really have that much money to buy, but it looks like they will go for it.
Yeah,
well, they're just AKs.
Yeah, only 2 AKs being brought out then for Versus. They'll just be a little bit careful with their money, stopping Cryogenic, giving them a chance of pushing on. Cryogenic, they've got the full bar, they should have the advantage here with the weapons. And again, Versus, they keep going towards the B site early on, but their control of apartments so far, really, you can't really fault. It's looking so good, and it's Dario in the apartment's position, and his support and Wardog on shore, but again, as we've seen from this game, such a slow start from both sides. Stebby receiving a little bit of damage early on.
Yeah, well, VersusYou Esports have an idea where they want to go for, as 3 players firstly want to force out towards B, but they see they're only closely, so they're gonna change up their position as it looks like they will go for a split towards A, as the bomb will make its way towards ramp. Sam with a deagle, maybe get an opening pick, makes its way towards Palace, which I find very weirdly. Why would you set up one player with the bomb towards ramp and then yourself from Palace, which is very weird as 3 players making its way towards mid and looking for first kill.
Yeah, Furious Black will find something. It is Bollock who finds 2 headshots with the AK. Stebby in response and gets a trade kill. And Stebby in mid gets himself a second. Wardog denies him a chance to clean up another. It's a 2-on-2 retake. Bomb only just going down in Versus. They've got enough time for it, but 2 players though. An AK and a ZZ for Versus against the 2 Cryogenic. Furious, he has to back off. This is looking a little bit risky for Versus. Both players really low and Cryogenic a good chance to retake this.
Yeah, well, they're in a weird position also for VersusYou. This is the moment they found it should be weird, but both players will be found instantly as they've been tagged up. Cryogenic will also just get an easy defuse as now VersusYou Esports on a weird position. They have money. They will buy. But how will they do it? Will they go for an AWP? I think they will forego on Stabby. No, it doesn't look like they will go for a full AK buy. So then my idea is, yes, it looks like they will go for a full-on setup towards A.
They're going to be really quick out here for Midgard. Wants to find something. Flash just denying him a chance to finish off Archie, but has done some damage. Versus, they're looking so good. A nice little setup here. Zoidberg though, he gets the opener for Cryogenic, and they've still not spotted Archie up here. He gets one, Bollock another. In response though, Sam, he gets 2 himself. Midgard as well, and now it's all down to Midgard. Clutches against the AK and the M4. Dario and Wardog just about secures round number 12 for Cryogenic. Getting close. Cryogenic not quite done yet with this game.
No, they're not. As, well, VersusYou had a right idea, but then you see panic smokes coming the way towards CT, and none of them are actually hitting. So, yeah, then your round, if you don't find the kills, is mostly thrown away when the full-on rotation comes in for Cryogenic. As they're now forced up onto pistols. Some players have a little bit armor behind it, but Cryogenic, Archie, a little bit of aggression on the pass peak, and does find Fluff as Mid is getting challenged. But the rest of the players from VersusYou moving their way towards B. Midgard will get tagged, and that will also be heard on the B bomb site.
Yeah, Archie was top mid. He just spotted the Versus players rotating, getting the apartments control. It's a key part of the map. They've got control of it. Cryogenic are not being as aggressive as they have been before. They're just holding much more passive positions. It could work out well. It is going to be pistols versus push out. Warlock finds them for the AK and a second in response. Sam can get one, but Volok's looking the slightly better player here, and he has to switch to the ZZ. It's going to get one for the ZZ, and it's Archie to clean off round number 13 for Cryogenic. We're inching closer to denying versus the match point, and it will be a pause, a much needed pause for both sides. And the money is available for both sides. Versus just going to take a moment to pause. Cryogenic, they've got a full buyout. Now Versus, they should just about get the full buyout as well.
Yeah, they just shouldn't need to get a full. Like I'm thinking, they're thinking about, okay, should we buy the AWP, and where should we put it? Should we go for an opening in mid, or should we just go for a setup strat? What they're going to do is depend on which kind of rifles they have, where they want to go for, and they just need to talk to each other and, okay, tell each other where Cryogenic is playing and how they're doing it, and then just force the positions out with Molotovs and smokes, and then make a way towards the site. Maybe with a split, maybe just brute force, smoke out, simple strat going on to A or B. But as we now are going into the 28th round, and Cryogenic can make it 14-14 here, or VersusYou get match point, as we will see. And it looks like they will go for some smokes, and it looks like they will get some mid control.
Yep, the mid control definitely coming in. It's something I would have expected Versus to try and pull out. Cryogenic, they've not really been defending it that much. Midgard wants to get an opener. He spotted the playing connector. There was a Molotov, but Midgard's just going to keep pushing out here. This is a lot more risky, and not going to be able to open. Dario's going to fall back, and he's going to do some damage himself. Short spotted. Monster's done the work though. Versus, they're both low.
Well, this positions is perfectly from Archie as he gets two. Will also get the third. Can he get the fourth as Fluff makes his way towards market? Is followed by one. Gets the kill, but does he know there is one more? Volok will be taking him down, and that means that Cryogenic Esports will make it 14-14 as there's 2 more rounds. Will this be a overtime, or will one of these teams take this match home? It's so close, but who will get match point as VersusYou just gonna straight up force buy into this. Don't have full on utility, but they need to get the kills to get to match point.
Cryogenic, they've won the past 5 rounds. Their recovery has been so key in this because Versus, they've not really had much of a response, and they've had the weapons to work with, but Cryogenic, they've just been catching them off guard. Cryogenics, if anything, their retakes have been looking that little bit stronger. Versus just haven't been able to hold on to these sites. It is something they have to try and work out, and it's going to be a really late call if they can try and hold on to these sites this late on. Just a slow start, a passive start from both sides here. Monster was towards the A site, but he's going to be backing off. And in mid, you saw Stebby trying to look for something. Nothing available for him just yet, but Cryogenic, it's not looking that bad for them. Versus, they have to respond now sooner, or else it could be game over.
Well, Dario wants to get into this position. You can just walk up towards the box and then just jump, Dario. Yeah, there you go. It's really hard. I know. He's from Belgium. Don't.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Just leave it be.
It's okay.
Dario, I love you. Don't get mad. There we go. As 4 players make their way from VersusYou. And they hear nades coming in as the nade from Wardog does a lot of damage, but Monster's there to reply. Swerve also finds Wardog. Dario is here to defend it. Gets the first one. Will he get more as Monster makes its play towards short? But it looks like that Dario is here and holds the bomb site. Stabby has to do it 1 versus 3. Dario is low HP as he has his pistol out as he will find the first one. Stabby still in a good ground position, but doesn't have the time, and that means that Cryogenic will be on 15 against 14, so match point for them. And well, VersusYou, what will they do?
Yeah, that really didn't end well for Versus. You saw what they tried to do, it just didn't work out in the end. Cryogenic, they just played down the time. They had it all perfect for them, and there's the opener for Volok. A man advantage for Cryogenic, a game which Cryogenic haven't really looked that good. They've got the lead here, and they've just got to get these last 4 kills to try and close out this game. And what a comeback it would be for Cryogenic.
Yeah, VersusYou already losing the first play, and that's really demoralizing, as they want to get a first pick of their own, as they have only 3 Galils and an AK to work with. They have in total 4 flashes and 1 smoke. So they need to carefully think of what they're doing and where to stack. And my gamble is to just get an opening kill towards Archie, and maybe now they need to split really fast towards the A-bomb site, get the kill on A, but already Sam was there clean coming in and couldn't find Straight Burke, as he dies instantly. It's 3 versus 4 now, and Stabby is 11 HP.
He's got to be really careful here, because Volok is just watching from jump with the orb. Is going to get the kill on Stebby, and Volok knows there's another player here. Misses his shot, that's going to favour the Fluff. Wardog is alive, and now the Fluff has to try and clutch it. He's in a 3-1, not down yet. Does get 1 headshot. Knows where Wardog is, he just has to reload. Wardog does it, and that's what a comeback from Cryogenic. 16-14. What is that? That's massive from VersusYou.